So the 16th Max's TKM Festival kicks off with the Clubman class, and it's Daniel Mentz and Nick Henry on the front of the grid, with Kieran McDonald and Jack McCauley on row 2, William Lakin and Simon Roberts on row 3, ahead of David Willisey and Jessica Brickley. Interesting to see how these guys are going to get our racing underway. 3 abreast down to the first corner, that's how. Brilliant driving there from Mentz as he beats Henry to the... oh dear! That's the 67, that's William Lakin. From 5th on the grid, he gets punted out. I think that was just too many karts in too small a space. Not much Lakin could have done about that. 37 though, Jack McCauley up to 2nd place. The 43 in 3rd is Nick Henry. Let's have a look at it again. They're 3 abreast down to the first corner. Just trying to see in the background. There's Lakin, the 67. Willisey in the 98. Yes, there was a punt there. Just looking, the 98 Willisey, maybe he missed his braking point or whatever. But William Lakin does get punted there. And that's a bit of a nasty moment. The first race of the day, the very first final of the day, and William Lakin facing the wrong way already. That is a bit of a nasty moment. I don't know whether that was David Willisey just taking him one in the back there, or whether it was just carelessness, whatever. It's certainly ended both their races rather abruptly. Well, the 98 of Willisey motoring on there, but the leader at the moment is the 37. That's the black flag in the background, Alan. I think that is the black flag.
Just wonder whether that is for David Willisey. He was the kart right in behind Lakin, but difficult for us to see whether there was contact, but clearly the officials are taking a dim view of somebody's driving. Anyway, the black flag has been issued to somebody. Have to wait and see if we can spot who that is, but it is the 37 kart. Jack McCauley is out front from the 89, Daniel Mentz, in behind the 43, Nick Henry. I think we had him as Henry Nick in the grid position. It's actually Nick Henry. And in behind Nick is the 50 kart of Kieran McDonald. So these 4 are clear of the rest.
And Jessica Brickley in the 88 is leading a long queue of karts herself, so that could be interesting to watch. Mentz is up the inside of Henry. Oh, getting a little bit too close, but Henry slams the door firmly shut. He's not going to let him get through there. And this is giving Kieran McDonald a chance to close in to try and get into the top 3. And Jack McCauley in the 37 is saying, thanks for the memories, boys. I'm off. I can take a final victory here. He's doing a great job.
The Maxis balloon looks like it's trying to mate with the pavilion in the background there, Jake. It's... bending over, trying to mate with the pavilion, make an extra balloon or a pavilion, I don't know. The 40 kart up the inside anyway. Meanwhile, making a place. It's Colin Morris on the 40. He's listed as 60 in our entry list, but it is the 40 kart for Colin Morris. Meanwhile, later in the race, still as you were, and here comes the 50 kart down the inside for 2nd. It's Kieran McDonald. Makes short work of Nick Henry.
Yes, indeed. Sweet little move there. And Daniel Mentz in the 89, of course, waiting in the wings as they head for the bus stop. Down the Imitsu straight, into the left, into the right. Jack McCauley still with a good bit of space between himself and Kieran McDonald, but it looks like the 43, Nick Henry, wants a piece of him as they head into the Weldon corner. And down the TKM straight once again towards Kestrel. And now the 40 of Colin Morris looks to be getting in this battle as well. Jessica Brickley has been left for dead a little bit there in the 88. She's having problems of her own, trying to hang on to 6th position. But Colin Morris is now on the tail. It's no longer a 4-kart battle, Alan. It's now a 5-kart battle.
Colin Morris is the fastest man on the track as they go through the right-hander at Stowe Corner. And then they come to the Willows. This is a right-hander turn 1 at Stowe. The left-hander here now is Willows. This is the bus stop. And it is still the 37 car out front, Jack McCauley, but for how much longer? Because Kieran McDonald looks like he is very quick indeed. That man there, also very quick. He's getting close as well. So in 4th place, Colin Morris at the moment. I wouldn't be surprised to see him leading this race at some point.
Well, Jessica Brickley has lost another position. Here we go. This is the queue of karts. 42 is at the front of it. That's David Brickley. So just in front of Jessica Brickley. So good inter-team battle then, it looks like. Both of them on Jade karts, of course. And it looks like they're now coming under pressure from Ryan Walters in the 24 as well. Really starting to get very close indeed for 6th position. Daniel Mentz still very much in touch from the front of the grid at the start of this race, but he's there in 5th place. There he is, just making his way through the bus stop. And McCauley has now been well and truly caught by Kieran McDonald on the Gillard chassis. Really starting to push hard now as they head down the TKM straight into the Kestrel left-hander. Pushing hard. Oh, and he runs a little bit wide there, McCauley. You can see he's feeling the pressure now as Kieran McDonald really starts to up the tempo. 43, Nick Henry in 3rd position, and Colin Morris waiting in the wings as well in the 40. This is brilliant. Line of stern racing, and if any one of them makes a mistake from here on in, it's game on for the rest.
This is an old airfield, this circuit, and you can see there running wide through the left-hander at Kestrel Corner, 37 car, Jack McCauley. Oh, we've got a contact here between 59 and 70. That's Manuel Poncho and 70 Stephen Barker. Obviously had some contact there in turn 1. You could see as they come down here into this left-hander at Kestrel Corner, you can run wide here because it is an old airfield, so there's a lot of concrete on the exit, and that allows you to get away with a slight mistake, as we saw last time. No mistakes this time, of course, but here comes the lead change.
Yeah, Morris has managed to get up into 3rd place now as well, past Nick Henry, and Kieran McDonald gets the lead from Jack McCauley, who gets it straight back again on the undercut, does he? Side by side, neither one preparing to give way. McDonald hangs on to it in front of McCauley. Morris is there in 3rd position still, is he? Or has he lost the place again? Yes, he has. 43, Nick Henry back in a 3rd position, so it's McDonald back in front once again. McDonald, McCauley, Henry, and then Norris. Oh my goodness, Morris just charged up the inside, and there was contact, big contact. Morris and Henry, both of them out of the race. They have gone. Disaster. They came together at Dan Weldon Corner, and that was an absolute disaster for both of them. Morris he's just set the fastest lap, 43.43, but he's not going to take any further part in the battle for victory because he's just banzaied up the inside of Nick Henry. I don't know whether he missed his braking point or whether that was a legitimate move and it just didn't work, but whatever reason, both of them are spat out stage right, and that leaves it to be between McDonald and McCauley, a 2-man scrap of victory. No, McCauley's pulled off now. McCauley pulling off there. Well, a little later on into the race, we can see that now Daniel Mentz in the 89 is scrapping there with a 42, David Brickley, and that's the battle for 2nd place now that McCauley is pulled off. So the last lap then for Kieran McDonald, out on his own then, after an amazing scrap, and this is now the battle for 2nd place as Brinkley takes on Daniel Mentz. Behind them we have the 24 of Ryan Walters in 4th place, just in front of Jessica Brickley, who's done a brilliant job trying to fend off as many drivers as she can. But so far, Mentz is now fighting it out with David Brickley. This is for 2nd place. They must think Christmas has come early here in the August. Fantastic to see them battling for position, and now they're suddenly battling for 2nd place. And if, well, I don't want to jinx it, but what if the leader was to go? They'd be battling for the race victory, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Kieran McDonald in the 50 has driven beautifully today. He's held on. His advantage at the front is going to be stupendous. Who is going to get 2nd place? McDonald gets the win. That's all that matters as far as he's concerned. 2nd place, is it going to be Brickley or is it going to be Mentz? It's Mentz. Mentz gets 2nd place. David Brickley is 3rd, ahead of Walter, and also Walters, and then just in front of Jessica Brickley in the 88. Talk about that for a great race then. 6th position was James Arnold in the 45, ahead of Medlock, Poncho, who managed to rejoin, Jack McCauley, and Colin Morris classified in 10th place. What a great win though for Kieran McDonald. Great drive.
It was crazy. I had really bad luck in the heats. I had 2 DNFs, so I started the pre-final right from the back. Didn't really have any expectation, and then people were just dropping like flies. It was just nuts. And then I went and blew it for myself because I timed the last lap wrong, and I just went for Daniel and shot over the line until last lap and thought, oh God. But no, I'm not complaining. Really happy.
Well done to you. And in 2nd place then, Daniel Mentz. Now, Daniel, you've been winning earlier on, but I gather you had some poorly ribs or something as the excuse for the final.
Well, I don't think that's an excuse for the final. I was struggling a bit. I think I might have cracked one yesterday or something. It was a bit hard on left-handers, but actually, the longer the race goes on, actually the better it gets, I think, with the adrenaline. I was struggling with the engine in the final, so I was a bit slow on the straights, and I could see them all disappearing. I thought it was a game over, and I actually thought about pulling in because I was so far behind, and then suddenly they all started throwing it away. So,
and then Dave Brickley came past, and you suddenly woke up then.
Well, I could see him coming, and I thought, oh, this is for a podium now, and I thought, well, he's quicker than me on the straight. I've just got to defend for my life. Unfortunately, I just managed to do it. I'm glad it wasn't a couple of laps longer.
And this, if I'm not mistaken, was all on a set of tyres you bought for £20 second hand on Friday night or something.
Yeah, a good bargain there from my dad. Yeah.
So very good. Well done there to Daniel. And taking the win then, we have Kieran McDonald. Now, Kieran, a bit of a strange race because you're all involved in a big battle and suddenly they all blew up. Sorry, they didn't blow up. They all crashed everywhere.
Well, I dropped back to 4th on the start. Then I actually managed to do some good decent overtakes to make my way back up to first. Did a good overtake on Jack Macaulay into the first corner, and I was expecting him to be right on my bumper, but I looked around and he wasn't there, and I noticed he was stuck at the bus stop. His chain come off, unfortunately. So other than that, it's an easy race. I had a massive gap, so yeah, happy to take it home in one piece.
Great result then.
Yeah, brilliant. I'd like to thank my dads, James Gibson and TW Motorsport for all their help this weekend. It's been fantastic. Couldn't have done it without them.
Great. And did you have new tyres or second-hand ones?
Second-hand, definitely. Couldn't afford brand new tyres for this one, unfortunately. But yeah, didn't need them in the end.
Good job, Kieran. Next up, it's the Junior Festival Cup race, and when you rejoin us after the break, the action on track is going to be biblical.